We're gonna make chickpea chocolate chip cookies. I promise they're good. They're kind of firm on the outside and like ooey gooey on the inside, which is what you want in chocolate chip cookie. And they're so healthy. So let's get started. The first thing that you want to do is get a food processor or some kind of blender that can do the dough setting. If it doesn't do the dough setting and it just does any kind of mixing, that's fine too. The dough setting is preferred, but whatever you have will be fine. Turn your oven on to 350 degrees, and we're just gonna start with some drained and rinsed chickpeas. This is just a 15-ounce can, and I already drained and rinsed those, so we're just gonna pour those in. Next, I'm gonna do about 3 scoops of peanut butter powder. This is really good. You can use normal peanut butter, but I use peanut butter powder just because it's so much less fattening. And then I'll just add a little bit of water into this as we're mixing it into the dough, and it's kind of the same thing as peanut butter, but a lot less fat. So I'm gonna do 3 scoops of this, and you really don't need to be like precise with it. Now I'm gonna do just like a teaspoon of vanilla. I don't really measure it, but it's about a teaspoon. I just pour in a splash. And then I'm just gonna do about a teaspoon of salt. And then you wanna do 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Don't forget this part because this is what helps them rise and get kind of fluffy. And then we just need 1/4 cup of sugar-free syrup. Literally, that's all you need, and then the chocolate chips. Can you believe that? And it makes cookies. It's amazing, and they're so yummy. I have some water here that I'm just gonna pour in as it's mixing just to get it into a dough consistency. So that's just something I kind of eyeball, so I'll just watch for that and pour that in as it mixes. So this is the dough. Now, this is just what we want. It's pretty thick, but it's not too thick. It's runny enough where I can put it into cookie balls. I'm just gonna scrape that off. And we'll add the chocolate chips and just stir them in. These are just Hershey's sugar-free chocolate chips. These are my favorite. They taste just like chocolate chips and they're sugar-free, so they're great. I'm just gonna mix those in. The awesome thing about this recipe is it's kind of foolproof. Like, you can taste this dough and see if you want a little more nutty, you can add a little bit more peanut butter powder. If you want a little sweeter, you can add a little bit more syrup. I just added a little bit more of those just to kind of enhance some of the flavor. But it's kind of up to you how much you want to put in, whatever, you know, you can keep taste testing it and just see what you like. That's a cool thing about this recipe. It's really easy. Now, to bake them, I highly recommend using a baking mat. I've used parchment paper before, and they just don't rise well enough with all my cookies. So I like to use a baking mat, and I just get a scoop, just like normal chocolate chip cookies. You can put them pretty close together because they're not gonna expand very much. They're gonna pretty much stay the shape you make them. I've kind of played around baking them between 10 and 11 minutes. I think 10 minutes is probably the good place you want to be. So I just set them in there for 10 minutes. We'll watch them and see when they're done. Honestly, if you don't even want to cook these, you can just eat the cookie dough like this, and it's really good because nothing's in it that's bad for you. You can make it like this, or you can thicken it up a little bit, make it even more dough-like, or you can cook them, and they're great. Here they are, just right out of the oven. They smell really good. Definitely ooey and gooey. I like to transfer them to a cooling rack just immediately because, you know, if you keep them on the pan, they'll keep cooking. The faster that you can transfer them, the better, and they'll stay with their shape and they'll stay ooey gooey. If you want an amazing chocolate chip cookie that's so healthy, you gotta try these. They're so good. I'm so surprised at how good they are and how healthy they are. So definitely try them. They're so good. I could eat this whole batch. They're also really good if you put the syrup you used like over them when they're nice and warm. It's amazing. Thanks for watching. I just wanted to show you this quick recipe. I love these. I really wanted to share it. So I hope you try them. Let me know if you try them and what you think of them. Please hit subscribe, like this video if you liked it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.